Talk Sport with EE. You can't always count on VAR getting it right, but you can count on EE full fibre broadband to give you the speeds you pay for, even at peak times. Powered by BT. Limited availability. Check coverage at ee.co.uk.
A Lamona oven and gas hob for just £99. It's another reason why Howden's is bang on the money.
Hang on, are you sure that's the price?
Yes, script says oven and hob for £99.
Wow, that really is bang on the money.
And all Lamona appliances come with a 3-year guarantee. Plus, with everything supplied locally from stock, you'll get it fast too. So get to your local Howden's. Hurry, stocks are limited. Trade customers only. Price excludes VAT at 20%.
With the biggest range of cars to buy entirely online, it's no wonder everyone's cinching it. Talk us through it, Beck.
Yeah, I knew we were on track to bring it home, but for free? Didn't see that coming.
Luke.
Yeah, coming away with a 14-day money-back guarantee. Unbelievable.
Anything to add, Steve?
At the end of the day, the lads really cinched it. Perfect delivery with no unexpected charges. I'm ecstatic.
With so many great reasons to buy, the nation aren't just nailing it, they're cinching it. Comparison against equivalent retailers. Visit cinch.co.uk/range claim. Mileage and delivery restrictions and terms apply.
Being a tradie is great. It feels good to build something. I wanted to get out and do more on the weekend. That's why I moved to Western Australia. To wet a line or two. And build a life for myself. Search Build a Life in WA to learn more about a life in Western Australia. Authorised by the Government of Western Australia, Perth.
I love Christmas carols and power tools. Listen to this. On the first day of Christmas, Ryobi gave to me a new starter kit and a power tool for free. Buy any Ryobi 1 Plus Christmas starter kit costing over $109.99, like a combi drill, torch, 2 2-amp hour batteries and charger, and get another power tool totally free. Buy online at ryobitools.co.uk/Christmas or sledge into a participating retailer today. Terms and conditions apply.
And at peak times, when things feel a little constricted. Well, not when you get full fibre broadband from EE. You get the peak time speeds you pay for. Count on EE full fibre broadband, powered by BT.
Limited availability. Check coverage at ee.co.uk/coverage.
Come together on Talk Sports with Carling. With the tournament underway, be part of the England pride and tell us how you're getting match ready for the big game. Absolutely sensational. From down the pub pundits in Portsmouth to sofa jumping supporters in Sunderland. Get your mates together and make it a match to remember. Come together on Talk Sports with Carling. Get your mates together and enjoy the match with Carling. Carling, we're made by our mates. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Talk Sport
on 1089 and 1053 medium wave on the Groovy app and on your smart speaker. The mother of all World Cup football broadcasters.
Talk Sport.
With the latest news and sports headlines on Talk Sport, good afternoon. I'm Ben Fletcher. The Transport Secretary and Rail Minister are due to meet the head of the RNT union to discuss the train strikes over Christmas. The General Secretary, Mick Lynch, says he's expecting a modest pay offer this weekend. He's been asked about the government's response so far.
Oh, they're definitely taking them seriously, but you've got the, there's an awful lot going on in society and in the economy at the minute, where you've got the health service, the education unions, the fire brigade, anyone you want to name is going to be involved in industrial action soon, so they've got a lot on their plate.
Labour members say their victory in the Chester by-election over
We're one of the worst performing economies because of the Conservatives have damaged our economy and have not had the answers for the future, and people really want that change now. They want a Labour government.
Labour Deputy Leader Angela Rayner, Labour retained their seat but got a much larger majority. The former Health Secretary Sajid Javid isn't going to stand to be an MP at the next general election. The Conservative Party has set a deadline of the 5th of December for current MPs to decide if they want to try and get re-elected. The former Home Secretary, who's filled 4 other cabinet roles, has been the MP for the Tory first safe seat in Bromsgrove since 2010. And the Royal Navy is to buy a submarine the size of a double-decker bus to protect Britain's underwater cables. The autonomous vessel, which can withstand pressures at extreme depth, will be the first uncrewed submarine in the British fleet. It's going to cost £15.4 million.
Talk Sport weather with Wickford. Don't let car trouble get in the way of your journeys this winter. Visit your local centre or quickfit.com for tyres, brakes, servicing, MOTs and batteries, so you can drive away happy every time. Selected centres.
Low cloud clearing, it is slowly brightening up into the afternoon and mostly dry.
Talk Sports sports updates with Carling. We're made by our mates. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
England's bowlers couldn't quite make a breakthrough on day 2 of the first test. Pakistan were 181 without loss at stumps, and Stokeside lost all 6 of their remaining wickets before lunch, eventually bowled out for 657. Harry Brook top scored with 153 in Rawalpindi. Meanwhile, former Australia captain Ricky Ponting has been rushed to hospital for an apparent heart scare. He was commentating on the Aussie-West Indies test in Perth at the time. Colleagues say he's apparently okay. German manager Hansi Flick says he's unsure of what lies ahead in his future now that Germany are out of the World Cup following the group stages. He previously said he wanted to stick with his contract until the 2024 Euros in Germany, but now he's not so sure. TalkSport's German football expert Rafi Honigstein has given us his thoughts.
I don't think it'll cost him his job, but if he feels he doesn't have the entire backing from within the FA, and that includes Oliver Bierhoff, who's been there for 18 years as a sporting director, and he is coming under pressure. If he were to go and Flick suddenly feels I'm a little bit exposed here, I'm no longer backed, he might walk himself.
And to today's games, Ghana will be seeking to avenge their controversial exit from the 2010 World Cup when they face Uruguay this afternoon over on TalkSport 2. The Luis Suarez handball denied Ghana a late goal back then, with the resulting penalty cannoning against the crossbar. Black Stars captain Andre Ayew was asked if he's ever forgiven Suarez.
There's no need for forgiveness. There's no need. We're here to play football with men. Everyone fights for his way to succeed. Sometimes he gets nasty, sometimes he gets dirty, sometimes there are different ways to win, and everyone has to find his own way to win.
Here on TalkSport, it's South Korea versus Portugal. A reminder, all the World Cup games are live across the TalkSport network.
Wrapping presents fast so no one gets to peek. Last minute asks for guests to have a seat. Race for the best spot to watch the TV. Chuck the pillows on the floor as I make two settee. Christmas chaos.
Celebrate the chaos this Christmas at IKEA with everything you need to be a great host. From tables and seating to gifts, decorations and Swedish treats. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Direct from the dunes on 1089 and 1053 medium wave. World Cup Game Day live with Hugh Wozencroft live from Qatar. Talk Sport.
Well, it's been a World Cup of drama, shock and awe so far. Will it be another day that astounds us as the group stages come to an end?
It's a wonderful goal. What a terrific strike it is from Salim Al Dazri. And Saudi Arabia are in front. And there is the final whistle. Argentina have beaten the greatest day in Saudi Arabian football in history.
Free kick is taken and just chipped over the top of the back line. Schlotterbeck is struggling here. Oh, what a goal from Asano. And Japan have turned it around. And the Japanese bench empties in utter delight and jubilation. Germany 1, Japan 2. Ziyech pulls it back. It's 2-0. Oh my goodness, they've done it. Zakaria Bukel. The full-time whistle goes. Morocco are top of the group. They've beaten Belgium by 2-0.
Fair play to Morocco, they were absolutely brilliant. From minute one, I think a lot of us expected Belgium to have been so much better.
There's no more time. Belgium are out of the World Cup. They didn't look as fit as they could have been at this tournament, and that was based on a number of players being injured.
Dohan making a run right-hand side of the penalty area. He's got it again. He wants to turn it onto his right foot. Cross the face of goal. Held back in. group stage football in World Cup history. It's Japan that come from behind to win the group.
Germany and Costa Rica are out of the World Cup.
It's one of the best nights of football I've ever seen.
Absolutely, it was. I'm Hugh Woozencroft with you on World Cup Game Day Live as we bring you coverage of the final group games out here in Qatar across the TalkSport network. In Group H here at Education City in Stadium in Doha, South Korea must beat the already qualified Portugal to stand any chance of reaching the last 16. On TalkSport 2, Ghana and Uruguay face off in a grudge match. Both know a win is their easiest route through to the knockout stages. It's a table that will fluctuate throughout the afternoon with more tense World Cup drama guaranteed. Both of those matches kick off at 3 p.m. The situation tonight in Group G is much the same. Cameroon must shock the already qualified Brazil right here on TalkSport, and over on TalkSport 2, both Switzerland and Serbia know victory would guarantee progression. The Serbs could need a healthy win just to be sure. It will all come down, I think, to the final moments. Could be goals scored, even yellow cards. We're strapped in for another roller coaster ride on TalkSport, so make sure you've downloaded the TalkSport app and you will not miss a moment of our wall-to-wall coverage. Alongside myself, Dean Ashton, the former England striker, Alex Crook, our commentator this afternoon as well. Let's reflect very quickly on just what was an incredible night. An absolutely incredible night, Dean.
It was remarkable. I was there just as a football supporter watching Spain v Japan, and I didn't expect what I saw. Spain in the first half, utter control, changes at half-time from the Japanese manager, and all of a sudden the whole group turned on its head. And then when it was filtering through, what was great in the stadium was that they kept flashing the group up in the big screens.
Yeah.
So the drama of that, I had a Japanese fan to my right, a Spanish fan to, honestly, the sort of different emotions of them both was just, it was fantastic just to sit there and take that in. And I think everyone else probably listening in to TalkSport would have felt the same. It was just fantastic drama.
We are hoping for more of that this afternoon and this evening. We'll talk about the actual football itself and what happened in those matches in around 10 minutes time. But Alex Crook, it has been a tournament of shocks so far. Why do you think that is? Has something changed to close the gap?
I think a lot of the big nations are relying on individual magic. You could argue that Portugal are doing that with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. Certainly Uruguay were hoping that Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani, the two veterans, would carry them into the knockout stages. Don't think that's going to happen. I fancy Ghana to cause another surprise this afternoon. I think the timing of the World Cup has made an impact as well. I think if you look at the shock results that we've seen, the common denominator is that all of the teams who've caused the surprises have run more, they've been more energetic than the teams that they're coming up against, and I think ultimately that's powered them over the winning line.
I was listening to Jim and Simon a few moments ago with Martin Keir talking about the positives of being out here and enjoying the World Cup in Qatar, and Martin was talking about the quality of the matches, but I think when you think about that short build-up, maybe that has meant that some sides haven't yet got to their absolute peak, and that has helped the sides who are perceived to be smaller nations, if you like, to level things out. What do you think, Dean Ashton?
I think so. I think you can also factor in niggling injuries. A lot of players, it feels like, have come into this off the back of an injury or have been carrying an injury, and so the other teams have taken advantage of that. I think Crookie's right. I think it's about energy. When I've seen the teams, and last night was a great example, all of a sudden Japan were just far too energetic, too intense for Spain, and that period of time they obviously scored the two goals. But it has to factor in that we're in a different part of the season. That has to be a big factor, maybe, why we've seen the shocks that we have. And I absolutely love it.
I think fan power as well. When we were
Great
here,
point, great
Education
point. Yeah.
City, Denmark against Tunisia, we know the move back home in Denmark wasn't particularly favourable towards this World Cup. A lot of the European nations haven't brought with them the army of supporters they usually would. There's a lot of African fans here, there's a lot of South American fans here, there's a lot of Asian supporters who've made the trip, and I think that's been a huge differential between the powerhouses and the lesser lights who've got these results as well.
this afternoon, we will be witnessing South Korea take on Portugal. The team news comes in around an hour's time, but there will be one big question mark when we get the teams in. 37 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo. Portugal already have 6 points on the board. They're already qualified. Should he be starting a match like this, or should Fernando Santos be resting him?
Well, he probably should be resting him, but I think we all know that if Cristiano is even 60, 70% fit and just got a little knock, he'll play. He wants to break records, he wants to score goals, he'll have the belief in himself that he can be top scorer at this competition. So I expect him to play. I never expect him not to play. In my head, I am preparing to see Cristiano Ronaldo come out, warm up and be part of the starting 11, because he's that type of player. And it would take a lot, I think, to keep him out of any game. And he'll look at this South Korean side, who aren't particularly good from crosses, and think, there's 2 or 3 goals here for me if they get the right delivery for him.
They need a result as well. They need to top this group and avoid a potential last 16 clash with Brazil. So while I'm expecting changes, I'm tended to agree with you. I think Ronaldo will play. We know this is going to be his last World Cup. He will want to play as many minutes and get as many chances to score goals as possible. I'd be surprised if Coach Santos leaves him out.
Okay, we will have those lineups right at the end of the hour. Remember, it's a 3 p.m. kickoff here between South Korea and Portugal, and the other game kicks off at 3 p.m. on TalkSport 2 between Ghana and Uruguay. Ahead of today's fixtures in Group H, a whole host of permutations need to be considered. TalkSport's Ben Fletcher has taken a closer look.
Heading into the final matches in Group H, all 4 teams still have something to play for, with Portugal the only side assured of making the last 16. The 2016 European champions have won both their games so far, and are top with 6 points, but they're yet to be sure of finishing there. Ronaldo and co will definitely top the group if they win or draw against South Korea, or if Ghana fail to beat Uruguay.
History! History for Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo!
Ghana currently sits second in the group on 3 points ahead of their revenge match with Uruguay. You remember.
It's got to be a penalty. It's a red card. Suarez is on. He's punched it off the line.
Ghana are guaranteed to finish in the top 2 if they beat Uruguay, and could win the group if Portugal lose and the Black Stars better their goal difference. Only a win will do for Uruguay and South Korea, who are both in need of 3 points to have any chance of going through. If South Korea manage to beat Portugal and Ghana draw to Uruguay, then second place would be decided by goal difference between South Korea and Ghana.
Hit with a cross to the far post. It's 2-2 and it's 2 again. What a comeback from South Korea.
Uruguay need to win and hope South Korea fail to beat Portugal to go through. If both teams pick up victories, then second place will be decided between them on goal difference. Capiche?
I think we got it. Thank you very much, Ben Fletcher. At 3 p.m. on TalkSport 2, Ghana versus Uruguay. Here we're going to have Portugal against South Korea. We'll reflect on Germany's exit next on TalkSport and that incredible night of football some more. But you're listening to World Cup Game Day Live, presented by Dobble. When the game stops, keep on playing Dobble. It's available at all good retailers. And like I say, that dramatic day at the World Cup is next.
World Cup Game Day live on TalkSport, presented by Carling. Carling, we're made by our mates. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
This Christmas at Vodafone. Save an amazing £324 with the iconic Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. Now only £34 a month plus £29 up front with 6 gigs of data. Available on our reliable award-winning network. Hurry, offer ends December 20th.
Save £108 on device and £216 on airtime plan. CPI plus 3.9%. Credit check verifications and terms at vodafone.co.uk/mobile. Credit by Vodafone.
I'm an accountant, but I work with a lot of builders. Tax returns, financial advice, that sort of thing. So if you're a builder, open a Travis Perkins trade account and download the app. You get your own personalised discounts, you can check stock on the go at any branch, and have all your Travis Perkins invoices in one place to keep an eye on costs. Important at this time. Though if you're an accountant, important at any time. Travis Perkins, doing what matters for the trade. Open a trade account and download the app at travisperkins.co.uk.
At William Hill, we get the value of the World Cup.
Best chance in 66.
The value of the players.
They've got some decent strikers.
The value of the draw.
Wales, England, unbelievable.
The value of your bet.
Wow, that's great odds.
That's why during the World Cup, William Hill is giving you more epic value. Get behind your team with William Hill's Double Your Odds. Available every tournament day. Now that's epic value. All tournament. It's who you play with. William Hill. Online and in shop. Plus card holders only. Max £10 stake. 18 plus. BeGamblerWare.org.
At Asda, score yourself a great meal deal for the footy. Pick 2 mains, 2 sides and a drink, all for just £10. There's something for everyone. From pizzas to pasta bakes, fries to cheesy dough balls. Plus your choice of beer or soft drink. For fans of great value, it's game on. Selected Asda stores and lines, subject to availability. Mains £4 each, sides and drinks £3, drink aware.
Well, here we go. Let's go out there and show them what we're capable of. Yes. And remember, always work as a team. Yes. And above all, remember our secret weapon. U-Power safety shoes. Comfortable, light, but at the same time strong and resistant. That way we'll have finished all our work by tonight, but still feel rested. Yes. Let's get to work, guys. With U-Power. U-Power, my choice. Find your closest dealer on our website, u-power.it/EM.
World Cup Game Day, live on TalkSport. Presented by Dobble from Asmodee UK. Double, double, double. Oi, oi, oi. Dobble, available at all good retailers. TalkSport, traffic and travel.
In Surrey, the anti-clockwise M25 is blocked after a collision. It's happened just before junction 12 for the M3. In Hertfordshire, the M1 southbound is partly blocked. Another collision there. It's happened just by junction 8 for Hemel Hempstead and the A414. And in Cheshire, the M62 eastbound is partly blocked after a collision. That's happened between junction 10 for the M6 and junction 11 for Birchwood and the A574. I'm Adam Moore.
Oh, I have an utterly brilliant Christmas present idea. It better be something delicious. Well, it is. The beautiful M&S shortbread light-up lantern tin. Available in 3 Christmassy colours and filled with deliciously crumbly all-butter shortbread, which comes in the shape of festive trees, stars and snowflakes, all for just £6. Wow, biscuits have really come a long way. Haven't they? Yes. These are not just gifts. These are M&S Christmas gifts. Subject to availability, selected stores. Thank you.
The FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 on TalkSport. Every game, every goal, every minute of the football from the desert on official broadcaster of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 TalkSport. Make it a date. Get it.
Boost up this fight massively for the Americans, and I've never seen it expect. I've never seen it interesting like soldiers coming out of the changing room, fans coming out of the changing room, dolly girls coming out of the changing room, models coming out of the changing room. I could not believe it. Missiles going all